decrease fear, anxiety, hopelessness the happy way. Now 2020, oh my goodness, it's a crazy year and it's bringing up all sorts of emotions. 2020 is causing stress, fear, anxiety for a variety of reasons, and loss is one of those reasons. We've all experienced loss of the life we used to live, loss of the things that we did that we took for granted. Yes, loss of some of people, it's loss of income, loss of job, loss of relationships, just loss of dreams, just loss of just, it's the things that we took for granted. So many things. Loss of, some people have loss of relationships, loss of interactions, loss of hugs. Oh my goodness, the list of losses go on and on and on for 2020. And then in 2020, oh my goodness, there is uncertainty of how this is all going to unfold and when it's going to unfold, and all that uncertainty all by itself brings up stress, fear, anxiety, and along with that sense of that loss and uncertainty, that's where hopelessness comes, because it's just feeling there is no way out, can't even see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's all doom and gloom. So loss and uncertainty are just huge contributing factors right now to these feelings of stress, anxiety, hopelessness, helplessness, everything. Now, after my Mike died in 2013, November the 17th to be precise, I certainly had all those feelings and a lot more. And back then, I didn't think there was a way of turning it around. I definitely had that sense of hopelessness. And my solution actually was to drink copious amounts of New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, which hopefully would put me to sleep, and my wish was not to wake up. That was my way of dealing with it, which is really, looking back, was not a good way of doing it, not a great solution. So the good news is I eventually did find a way through, and that is what I'm going to share with you. And in fact, I really wish that I'd met me way back then. It would have made things a lot easier for me, and I would have got through it a lot faster. So I'm going to share this with you because I want you to decrease those and even reverse those emotions of fear and anxiety. And I want you to do that before something serious happens to you health-wise, which I know can happen. So, and I want you to get back to having fun and joy in your life and happiness in your life. So I'm going to share my way with you, and I'm going to give you a tool. And the tool is all to do with this sparkly wee suitcase. Isn't it cute? And I'm just going to get myself a glass of water while you just ooze over my sparkly suitcase. Now, before I tell you about my tool I'm going to give you and the sparkly suitcase, all will be revealed, I want to talk about some conventional ways of dealing with fear, stress, anxiety. Some people advocate analyzing your emotions, and I'm not a proponent of that. No, because I believe that what you focus on actually expands no matter what your intention. And I'll give you an example. It was coming up to the 2-year anniversary of my Mike's death. So I decided to do a 2-week countdown on Facebook, and every day leading up to his anniversary, I was going to post something that I had learned since my husband Mike had died. And I was hopefully my learnings, my sharings would help others as a result. Well, guess what? After a few days in, I couldn't get out of bed. I was so depressed. So I realized that although my intention was positive and wanting to share and help others, although my intention was positive, I was still focusing on death and grief, and it was just bringing it all up again. So that's why I'm not into focusing and analyzing these emotions. No. Another thing people do, quite common, is to simply suppress their emotions or pretend and fake that everything's fine, or or even ignore them. And ignoring is just also a form of suppression. But guess what? When you suppress your emotions, they go somewhere. They go into your body. They get stored in a part of your body or parts of your body, and over time they manifest themselves in your body in the form of illness or disease. Yes, I know. So I'm not into suppression of emotions or analysis of emotions. That's not my solution. So what is my solution? Well, acceptance and replacement. Acceptance and replacement. I'm all about accepting those emotions, those feelings. So no judgment. They're not right or wrong. No beating yourself up for feeling that way. No arguing with yourself. No telling yourself, you're stupid for feeling that and you shouldn't be, and all that stuff. Definitely not trying to be strong and ignoring them, not at all. No trying to escape them, no trying to fix them, no complaining to others about them. No, none of that. None of that at all. Just accept them. After all, feeling stressed, fearful, anxious, those are normal emotions and reactions, particularly with what's going on right now. So I want you to accept them, but I want you to accept them in a special way. Accept them with compassion. With compassion. So, moving right along, besides just talking about it, we're going to do this together. So now, these emotions of fear, anxiety, stress, etc., they can just pop up anywhere, anytime, any place. Have you noticed? And so knowing this, it's a good idea to have a tool to deal with them, and that's what we're going to cover. And that's where this sparkly suitcase comes in. So do get yourself something fun, like a little mini suitcase. I like my sparkly one, but do get yourself one. Just something small, something tiny, because you're not going to be carrying it around with you, but it's just mentally in your head you're going to be carrying it around. So it's good just to have the real thing as well. So when you are out and about and these emotions, I call them, say, negative emotions, pop up and into your head, I just want you to observe them, accept them, and with compassion, mentally pop them into your sparkly suitcase. Okay? So, in fact, we could do it right now just to give you a taster of this. We can do it together. So, what I want you to do is, and in this exercise, just borrow my sparkly suitcase, okay? So I want you to think of some negative emotions or feelings that you've been feeling right now. Just bring them up. Give yourself a bit of have a think, and just pop them one by one with compassion. Remember, with compassion, pop them into my sparkly suitcase, okay? I'm just going to hold it open for you so you can just pop them in. Just pop them in. Pop them all in. Pop in your fear, your anxiety, your stress, your hopelessness, your helplessness, your anger, your sadness. Pop it all. Pop away. Just pop them all in. Okay, have you popped it in? Okay, so once you've popped them all in, just for now, you just zip up the suitcase because you're just keeping them all safely tucked away in your sparkly suitcase. Now what? after you've popped, you're out and about, and you've popped an emotion into your sparkly suitcase mentally, and you've zipped it up, I then want you to think of one thing that you are grateful for. Just one thing. So do you get the idea? Pop the feeling, the negative emotion, into your sparkly suitcase, zip it up, pop it in with compassion, right? Zip it up, and then think of one thing that you're grateful for. And I think the cool thing about this is that you are using that negative emotion or negative feeling to prompt you to create a positive feeling of gratitude. And when you feel gratitude, that sets off a chemical reaction which does all sorts of juicy things, fabulous things to your body, as well as making you feel good. So, and I also found that on my own journey of grief, I found that if I just had that one happiness moment, like a moment of gratitude, it just had a ripple effect and it rolled out into my day. So I'm sure you'll find that that experience. So remember, just out and about, just to recap, you're out and about anywhere, anytime, you just suddenly, one of those negative emotions or feelings just come into your head, no problem, observe, pop into your sparkly suitcase with compassion, zip it up, and think of one thing that you're grateful for. Easy peasy easy. And because you're not giving these negative emotions, feelings, any focus or attention apart from popping them in your sparkly suitcase, over time they're just going to shrink and maybe disappear because of neglect. And so my wish for you is that you are happy instead of stressed, fearful, angry, anxious, all those things. And happiness is, it's so much more important than we've been led to believe, and it's so much easier to achieve than we've been led to believe. So I've got a couple of suggestions for you. Number one, go grab my Happiness Superpower Roadmap at happinesssuperpowerroadmap.com. Easy peasy to remember. happinesssuperpowerroadmap.com. And the second thing, in that roadmap, we've just touched on one idea here, but that roadmap will basically give you a path to follow if you want to take this further. Now, the second thing that I recommend you do is get yourself some sort of sparkly or fun suitcase, right, or backpack. This is a backpack, really, and do the exercise. Now, just before my Mike died, I asked him what he would like said at his funeral, and it was 3 words. So in Mike's words, well, what were the 3 words? The 3 words were just do it. So in Mike's words, in closing, just do it. Bye.